Hi guys, Astrocass here. Welcome back to my channel. Just back with a little astrology update. This one's a transits video for April, and it's for my Pisces rising. So the sun starts off transiting your Aries second house. So this is just showing that you're shining and people are taking notice of how well you're doing in regards to your finances, your income, your possessions, and your values. So the sun is also your vitality, it's your confidence, it's your ego. So yeah, it definitely depends on your natal chart. Check that out, because obviously, yeah, with the sun it can be you know, an inflation of ego where you're kind of being a little bit too egotistical, or like it could be really well balanced. You could be feeling really confident or really unconfident or really self-conscious, or you know, all those sorts of things. It definitely depends on how the transits impact your natal chart. But just overall, you're going to be doing really well and really shining in the area of like your finances, your income, and your values. And then on the 21st of April, the sun will transit your Taurus third house, which just means you're shining in the area of your communication, your thinking, your learning, short distance travel, siblings, your neighborhood, your small community, like close to community. So all those sorts of things will be happening for you with this transit, so keep an eye on that. You might be really enjoying time with your siblings. They might be making you feel really confident and boost your ego a little bit. You might be taking a course that you're really enjoying. Again, that could be boosting your ego or making you feel really confident. Or you might just go on a nice little short distance trip just to, I guess, have a bit of a break or a holiday, and that could improve your vitality and just give you a bit of an energy boost there. And then we've got the planet Mercury, which is communication, our thoughts, news, it can be all those sorts of things. So Mercury starts off transiting your Aries second house, and as I just mentioned before, that's dealing with your finances, your income, your possessions, and your values. So you're going to be talking and communicating, or even thinking a lot more about those things. So maybe thinking, how can I make more money, or how much money am I spending? Maybe thinking about setting up a budget. You're just reviewing your finances, your possessions, or for some people you're really reflecting on your values and what it is, you know, you stand for and what you hold deep. I know with all the world events that are happening at the moment, people are really looking at their values and being tested in those areas, so that could certainly be happening. And then on the 12th, Mercury will be going through your third house. So Mercury usually traditionally rules that third house in astrology, so you could have a boost of sometimes anxiety, a boost of your thoughts and energy, just like, you know, your thoughts just buzzing about, lots of ideas, lots of communication happening. And again, your third house is siblings, short distance travel, your neighborhood, a close community. It's short courses or just courses in learning. It can be like primary school, all those sorts of things for you. Then we've got Venus, the planet of love, romance, relationships and money. That starts off in your Aquarius 12th house. So this is just showing that you might be finding time beneficial by yourself and finding time to, you know, work on self-care and pleasure, and I guess falling in love with who you are by yourself and away from other people. You might be, you know, dealing with more relationships behind the scenes. You might be making money behind the scenes, spending money, losing money behind the scenes. You might be like in a secret romance that no one really knows about, or you might be really finding a lot of pleasure and love and enjoyment in your spiritual practices. Also, the 12th house can be things like transcendence and institutions, so think hospitals, prisons, mental health wards, those sorts of things. So you know, you might go on a spiritual retreat that you really enjoy and really find pleasurable. You know, your relationships might be suffering because you might be in hospital, or, you know, something around those lines, something to do with institutions and your relationships or money. And then we've got Mars, the planet of action, passion, war, aggression. It's our willpower, it's our desire, it's our flame that we're fighting for and fighting with. Starts off transiting that Aquarius 12th house again. So same things as kind of like Venus, but Mars is bringing that action and passion and conflict and, you know, that drive into that 12th house. So I would definitely recommend spending some more time by yourself, withdrawing a little bit more, being in isolation to recharge your batteries, because Mars is our energy, it's our action, it's our willpower and our flame. So you might need to take a step back and just work on that self-care and that self-love a little bit more. You might be dealing with things that are making you kind of like angry or frustrated, and you're kind of dealing with them behind the scenes, like away from other people, almost like passive aggressive kind of situation. But as I was saying before, again, just remember the 12th house is transcendence. It can be enemies, it can be institutions like hospitals, mental health wards, prisons. It can be about our spirituality and stuff like that as well. So yeah, the 12th house is also about our sleeps and dreams. So there can be, you know, maybe some more stuff happening in those areas for you with Mars being there. And then on the 16th of April, Mars will start to transit your Pisces first house. So this is going to give you a bit of an energy boost in your physical body, your appearance, your identity, your style. So your style might change and be a little bit more edgy. You might be appearing a little bit more assertive to people, might be walking a bit more confidently or fast. You might be appearing more sexy to people as well, because Mars can be obviously sex and intimacy. So Mars going to that first house, you know, could increase that drive for us or make you appear sexy to other people. It can also be accidents as well with our physical body, so just be careful. Mars can be really rushed and impulsive and really quick to do things, so accidents can occur. Usually with Mars it can be anything to do with like blood, car accidents, heat. Sometimes it can rule our head, those sorts of things, but yeah, just keep an eye out for that. Definitely check out your natal chart. Nothing to be too worried about, but you know, these transits can cause all sorts of different things. It really just depends. But we do have free will and we do have control over, you know, our destiny and stuff like that. Obviously, as above, so below, but the planets just give us a bit of insight to the energy and what's happening, and it's a bit of a blueprint, a floor plan of like what's happening with the stars, but we always choose how we react to that energy. And you know, if anything, you can use it as a bit of a caution or a bit of a guide. You can look at the other planets and you know what positive things they're doing for your natal chart and how to use the energy a bit better as well. One last thing I quickly want to mention as well is that there is a once in a lifetime opportunity to see the Neptune and Jupiter conjunction in Pisces. So Neptune and Jupiter conjunct every 12 years, but in different signs. This is the first time it's been in Pisces, having a conjunction between those two planets since about the 1800s. I think 1854 or something like that, possibly. So nobody alive in this time at the moment has ever seen this energy. So they've never experienced this Jupiter-Neptune conjunction in Pisces before. So it's going to be really interesting. I, for one, can't wait to see what it's going to bring. I've got my little theories and ideas that I've been posting on my Instagram quite a lot about, but usually with this energy, it's quite powerful because Neptune's the modern ruler of Pisces and Jupiter's the traditional ruler. So both these planets are in rulership in their home sign. They're conjuncting and it's in Pisces. It's just going to be like a dreamy, mystical, magical, spiritual. There's going to be a lot of compassion there, selflessness. There's also going to be a lot of transcendence, creativity, a lot of music, a lot of poetry, a lot of romance. But there's also going to be, you know, illusions, delusions, rose-colored glasses, putting people on a pedestal. Suffering, grief can also happen with these transits. So yours is happening in your Pisces first house of your physical body. So I'm thinking more so that this could be a bit of a glow up for you. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of impacts you personally on the 11th of April in Australia. So Australian time, I should say. So that'll be happening around the 11th of April for you. Now let's finish off with the new moon and full moon. So your new moon is happening on April 1st in your Aries second house. So new moons are new beginnings, new cycles commencing in regards to that Aries second house, which is your money, your income, finances, possessions, your values. So expect some new beginnings around that. That's happening on April 1st, as I said, at 5:24 p.m. in Australian time at 11 degrees. So check out your natal chart and see what that's activating for you. Any planets at 11 degrees, any planets in that Aries second house, or you know, any aspects that are happening between the transiting planets and your natal planets. Check all that stuff out to see what's happening for you. You then have a full moon on April 17th in your Libra 8th house at 4:55 a.m. at about roughly 27 degrees. So full moons are endings and cycles becoming completed. You'll notice these things occurring from basically like, you know, when that happens through to like 3 months time, sometimes 6, but more so from the time of the full moon through to like 3 months afterwards. Your 8th house is a very taboo and hidden house. It's the house that we hold all of our secrets and we don't really like to talk to people about. It's the house of deep bonding, deep intimacy. SEX, it's the house of transformation, death, rebirth, occult practices. It's other people's money as well, so like a romantic partner, a marriage partner, business partnership, or if you've just got a business, it can be the business's money. It's debt, it's inheritances, it's taxes, it's all those sorts of things. So the 8th house is a pretty powerful house. It's one that, you know, can be a little bit harder to understand, but definitely keep an eye out on the full moon happening in that 8th house. And if you check out when the last Libra new moon was, that would have started these events off and these topics off, and now they're all coming to an end with the full moon. So check out what was happening back with the Libra new moon to give you a bit more of an insight on what's kind of ending with this full moon for you. But I really hope this was helpful and that you found it enjoyable. I would love to hear what resonated with you, what you think is going to be happening with some of these transits. Pop some comments below, interact with me. If you like this video, give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my content, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.